Hi guys, and welcome back to TFD. Today I'm going to show you two different kinds of Snell knots, how to snell a hook in two different ways. These two ways are floating around everywhere. I'm going to show you the differences between the two, my personal preference on them, and while doing that we are going to make a crawler harness or a worm harness, also known as a Lindy rig, for trolling and drifting. Alright, so the first thing you're going to need to do is cut yourself a length of line. This is 20-pound monofilament. You can use fluorocarbon as well. And now we are going to tie our first snell. Now this is a more traditional style snell knot compared to the quick and easy one that we see a lot of videos made on. You're going to put your line through your front end of your hook. And give yourself quite a bit of line there. You're going to take it and you're going to make a loop like this. Enlarge that loop a little bit, and we're going to wrap this around that tag end and the shaft of your hook. From here going up the shaft. This is not as easy to do as it sounds, which is why a lot of people do prefer the quick and easy method. 3, 2, 3, 4. So you want to do that 8 times. You want to make sure your line is not overlapping itself. Alright, well that looks messy right now. Once we pull this tag end, it's going to straighten itself out. You pull that tag end tight, pull this tight, pull your main line tight, and there is your snell. Boom, just like that. Now I like this snell better than the quick and easy because this holds this tag end, which we're going to cut off, which is way too long, and your main line underneath those coils because of that loop. So it seems a little bit like it's going to be a little bit stronger than the quick and easy. Anyway, so this will be the bottom of your worm harness. So we'll cut that tag end off. So there, all you have right now is just a snelled hook on some fishing line. Okay, so for your worm harness, you're going to want to have a second hook. Now these hooks are way too big for an actual worm harness. A good size would be maybe 4 or 6. And you want to tie your second hook on maybe like 3 or 4 inches from your first. And this is where I'm going to show you the other snell knot method. You're going to come through the back of your hook. I'm going to bring it down here to where we want it on our harness. We'll pinch it right there. And you're going to take the rest of your line and wrap it around the shaft of your hook going down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can see that's a lot easier than what I just attempted and totally botched. And then you're going to go back through the back of your hook again. Some people alternate the sides. I'm not sure how much of a difference it makes here, because another name for this kind of snell, this kind of knot, is the no knot knot, because there's actually no knot there. There's no pinch point. That was quick, that was easy, that was 100 times easier than this, and it feels just as strong. It's not going to go anywhere, that's for sure. And I know a lot of people tie their snell this way, or the no knot knot, as it were. Luke from Cats and Carp does it this way. The guy I work with said this has never failed him. So it's up to you which way you want to go. This way's a lot harder, but you have that peace of mind. This one's called the No Knot Knot, which kind of sounds scary to me, but it's tried and true. So it's up to you which one you want to use. So that's basically what your harness is going to look like at the beginning. Again, smaller hooks. You want to leave a little bit bigger space than I just did. Now for the fun part. We're going to take our line with our, ouch, extremely sharp hooks. We're going to thread a bead on there. Start with a little, let's start with a big bead. These beads don't have to be the beads that you get at the bait shop or Gander Mountain or Dick's or Bass Pro. These could be beads that you get at the craft store. Whatever colors you want, any way you want to do it. Be a little kid, make it whatever colors you want, whatever you think is going to attract the fish. You can add things like this. This is simply a piece of wire insulation as a spacer. See what I mean? And then you can add different sizes and different colored beads till your heart is pleased. I'm simply using these little plastic beads that I got from Dick's because that's what I have on hand, and I wanted to show you how to do this. Now before you finish it off, so we have something like this, right? Before we finish it off, we want to check and make sure that our blade isn't too high up or too far down. You want it like a bead's width above your hook. You can go further if you prefer, but from what I've heard, that's the best way to do it. So we're going to remove one bead here. Now there are many different types of clavises, which is this little thing that's going to slide up and down your line and attach to your blade. And typically you're going to use a Colorado blade with this, like we have here. This is a snap clavis, and this is convenient if you want to change your blade out. And I don't know, maybe throw on an orange one that looks kind of pink. But you know what I mean. For the sake of the demonstration, I'm going to show you a typical kind of clavis. And they come in all different shapes, or all different sizes rather. It's this little tiny hinge. So before you do anything, you want to slide your blade on there, and you're going to go through with your line. Just like so. Boom. And there you have it. And we're almost done. This is not the prettiest looking worm harness. The last thing we're going to want to do is tie a little loop at the top of our line to attach to our snap or our swivel. And you're going to do that by looping it over just like that. Pinch it up like that. Do as you would a typical overhand knot, but instead of coming through the back here like this, we're going to wrap it around one more time and go through the front of that hole, creating a figure 8 knot, which isn't completely necessary, but you can see what I mean, the figure 8, but it helps relieve some of that stress on that knot itself. Pull those lines tight, and there you have it. And you can attach that directly to your swivel or your snap with a cow hitch loop. I should probably show you what that is real quick too. So I have this gigantic swivel snap here for the sake of demonstration. And a typical cow hitch loop is just you simply slide it through, slide your loop through where you need to go, and then you're going to slide the rest of your line through that loop. So once you have your whole thing that has gone through that loop, you just pull it like this, tight. And there you have it. Trim off that tag in there, and your worm harness is complete. Just like that. Now people rig their worms in different ways on this harness, on this type of harness. Some people will take them and take just the head and do it just like that, and just like that, and that'll work. But a friend of mine told me, especially when using bait holder hooks, to keep your worm on a lot longer, thread it through the head and up the shaft of your hook. Like this. And then you'll take your second hook, you find that point where your loop is, and you'll do the same thing. And that will work as well. To me, I feel like that would give you a better hookup ratio. Of course, you'll be doing this with live worms, so it's a lot more difficult to thread it through the nose like that and then have that end up perfect like it is. So all in all, that's your basic worm harness. And you throw that over the edge, you drift with it, you troll with it, you're going to catch some walleye, you're going to catch whatever eats a worm, whatever likes shiny things. Well guys, I hope this could help some of you out. If you disagree with anything in this, please let me know. I am not beyond learning new things. I'm happy to learn new things about fishing. I just learned a lot of this recently myself, and I'm sharing it with you because it was exciting for me to know these things. So, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you liked it, and don't forget to hit that subscribe. Thanks guys. See you next time.